Did Jonathan Majors just announce that Meagan Good is expecting a baby? That's the question that has everyone talking right now. The buzz started when fans spotted what looked like a baby bump in a workout video he posted with Meagan. And while many were congratulating the couple, his ex, Grace Jabari, is clearly not taking the news well. If you've been following this story, you'll know Grace and Jonathan had a very public and dramatic split. She was the one who took him to court and made serious allegations that caused major damage to his career and reputation. Media outlets were all over it, and he lost a lot of public support. But now, it seems like Jonathan is turning things around. He's rebuilding his image, and Meagan Good, an actress known for her poise and charm, is right there with him. Now, with a baby reportedly on the way, the narrative is shifting again. The timing of this possible pregnancy news couldn't be more intense. Shortly after the workout video dropped, Grace returned to social media, posting vague and emotional messages. She hinted that she still has more to reveal, and fans think she's about to expose new details that could cause serious problems for Jonathan. Her tone online is not just sad, it's fiery. It feels like she didn't see this coming and now wants the last word. Many people are wondering if Grace is reacting out of pain, or if she's truly trying to expose something important. Was she trying to make sure Jonathan faced consequences, or just determined to keep him from moving on? Her emotional reaction to the possible pregnancy has many thinking this might be about more than justice. Maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's heartbreak, or maybe she just feels left behind. Her posts suggest that she once protected Jonathan. She claimed she didn't tell police everything because she felt sorry for him. According to her, she withheld details and even lied at one point to prevent him from getting into deeper legal trouble. Now, however, she says the sympathy is gone, and she's ready to speak her full truth. What makes this messier is the fact that leaked texts from their past seem to back up her claims. In one message, she said she'd lied to doctors and police to cover for Jonathan, even though she was injured. She also admitted she couldn't sleep and needed stronger pain medication, but didn't want the truth to come out because she believed in their relationship. That alone raises a lot of questions. What's even more unsettling is that Jonathan allegedly encouraged this behavior. In another leaked text, he warned her not to go to the hospital, suggesting it could lead to an investigation, even if she lied. He told her the situation could spiral out of control. More texts revealed she went along with it anyway, saying she told officers the injuries were her fault, and even apologized for putting him in a tough spot. So now, we have a woman who once defended him, who tried to shield him from more trouble, now flipping the script and saying she's done protecting him. With Jonathan now moving on with someone new, and possibly starting a family, it's easy to see why Grace might feel like everything she did was for nothing, and that hurt is spilling out online in a very public way. The real spark for all this seems to have been that workout video Jonathan posted. In the clip, he and Meagan were doing their usual gym routine, showing off their couple dynamic. But fans weren't focused on their exercises. They noticed Meagan's midsection, which looked different. Some pointed out what they thought was a baby bump, and then Jonathan made a casual comment about her being pregnant. That offhand remark caused an uproar. It didn't feel like a typical couple moment. It felt like a soft reveal, a quiet way of telling the world they were expecting. And the internet caught on immediately. People started sharing the clip, analyzing every second of it, and speculating that Meagan was definitely expecting. And just like that, Grace was back online. Her posts weren't direct, but they were full of meaning. She hinted that Meagan doesn't really know who she's married to and suggested Jonathan has been dishonest from the beginning. In one post, she claimed that back when everything went down, she held back the full story out of pity for him. She even said she lied to protect him. Now she says that protection is over. She's threatening to reveal everything, the whole story, without filters or fear. She says she's done being quiet and wants the world to know what really happened between them. Her tone isn't sad anymore. It's angry and it's sharp. She wants people to see Jonathan the way she claims he really is. What makes this even more intense is that the things she's now saying actually line up with past evidence. The old texts, the ones where she offered to lie, where she said she wanted to avoid embarrassing him, where she claimed to take the blame just to protect him. Those texts paint a complicated picture. They don't make her look innocent, but they definitely suggest she was trying to help him at some point. Whether that was out of love or fear, it's hard to say. Now that Jonathan seems to be finding happiness again, possibly becoming a father with Meagan, Grace appears to be unraveling. She's watching someone she once cared for deeply, someone she says hurt her, rebuild his life while she's still dealing with the past. And for her, that's apparently too much to ignore. If she follows through on her promises to reveal everything, this could get a lot more serious. She's not just venting. She's suggesting that she has proof that there are things the public doesn't know, and that she's finally ready to make them known. So now, the question isn't just whether Meagan is pregnant. It's what happens next. Will Grace actually speak out in full? Will she release more texts or details from their past? And how will Jonathan respond, especially now that he's trying to move forward with Meagan? This whole situation is filled with layers: love, betrayal, forgiveness, regret, and now possible revenge. Grace might feel like she gave up everything to protect a man who moved on without looking back. And now, with the world celebrating his second chance, she's ready to tear it all down. Whatever comes next, one thing's for sure: this story isn't over. Not even close. Another industry voice, Tim Nicolai, also didn't hold back. He worked with Jonathan on Broadway and said the actor had long been known in the NYC theater scene as abusive and manipulative. Tim added that it was a shame it took so long for someone to come forward officially. These statements supported Grace's original claims, giving her story more weight in the public eye. Grace has since said that she has more proof: photos of injuries, messages, and other documents that she might reveal soon. She said she originally held back details because she felt sorry for Jonathan, but now that he's moved on and is starting a new life with Meagan, she's ready to tell the full truth. She also implied that she didn't share everything with the police out of fear. She thought protecting Jonathan was the right thing to do back then, but now she regrets it and believes the public deserves to know what really happened. Grace posted that she once lied to keep him from being charged, and messages that were leaked at the time seemed to confirm her story. In one, she wrote that she'd tell doctors it was her fault just to keep him out of trouble. In another, Jonathan himself warned her not to go to the hospital because it might trigger an investigation. All of this paints a complicated picture. On one side, Jonathan and Meagan are moving forward, seemingly in love and ready to start a family. On the other side, Grace is speaking out louder than ever, saying that the world doesn't know the real Jonathan Majors. She says the baby news pushed her over the edge, and she's done keeping quiet. Whether her claims will change the course of Jonathan's career remains to be seen. But what's clear is that this story isn't over. If Grace follows through and releases more evidence, things could take a dramatic turn. For now, all eyes are on her next move. Will she drop more receipts? Will she expose new information? Or is this just the calm before an even bigger storm? One thing's certain: the tension. After Meagan Good finalized her divorce from Devin Franklin, her views on having children started to shift in a big way. While she was still married, she openly said that kids weren't part of her plan. She repeated that in several interviews, and it even seemed like that stance contributed to the end of the marriage. But after the split, Meagan seemed to do a complete 180. Suddenly, motherhood was something she not only spoke about, but also seemed genuinely excited for. In a recent interview, Meagan spoke with confidence and happiness about wanting to start a family. There was no hesitation in her tone. It looked like a weight had been lifted, and she was finally stepping into a life she'd put on hold. She made it clear that motherhood wasn't just a distant dream. It was a real goal, and she was ready. During one particular conversation, when asked about her future, Meagan listed a few goals: traveling more, directing films, working on action projects, and creating meaningful opportunities for young Black girls. Then, almost casually, she added that she was thinking about having a baby. Her expression softened when she said it, and the joy in her eyes was impossible to miss. In another interview with Scott Evans, Meagan opened up even more. She didn't just say she wanted children. She explained that she and Jonathan Majors were already planning for it. There was no guessing involved. Her words made it obvious. She was on a path toward motherhood, and she was all in. She described how the idea of motherhood had slowly grown stronger in her heart, even before she met Jonathan. But it was her relationship with him that gave her the final push. Meagan said that being with him made her feel like she wouldn't lose herself in routine or boredom. Instead, their lifestyle together, traveling, creating, collaborating, was something she deeply enjoyed. She felt that even with a child, their life would stay exciting, full of love and shared passions. Meagan explained that her bond with